Have you ever felt like your words just vanish into a black hole the moment you hit send? Or stared at your phone, waiting, hoping, overanalyzing a single message that never comes? What if I told you the problem isn't what you're saying, but how you're making her feel? You send a text something nice, maybe thoughtful, maybe just checking in. Then, nothing. Or worse, you get a dry one-word reply, "Okay, cool, thanks." And suddenly, the silence becomes deafening. You stare at your phone. Minutes pass, then hours. Maybe even days. Your mind races. Did I say something wrong? Was I too boring? Too eager? Too soon? And eventually, that anxious tug shows up, the urge to send another text. Not because you have more to say, but just to get a reaction. Just to feel seen, heard, acknowledged. Sound familiar? You're not alone. This is a silent struggle that many men go through. They reach out, they show interest, they genuinely try. But instead of bringing her closer, they feel her slipping further away. The harder they try, the colder she becomes. And here's where most men unknowingly fail. It's not just about what you say, it's about how it lands. It's about the emotion your words create. You see, most texts men send are logical, polite, even sweet, but they don't spark anything inside her. No curiosity, no excitement, no emotional pull. And without that spark, your message disappears in the noise of her day. Because texting isn't about being charming or clever. It's about being aware. It's about showing up with clarity, intention, and energy. The right energy. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes your silent superpower. The Stoics taught us something powerful. Focus only on what you can control. You can't control how fast she replies. You can't control whether she's in a good mood when she reads your text. But you can control how you show up. You can control the intention behind your message. And most of all, you can control the energy that flows through your words. Texting is more than just talking. It's projection. It's influence. It's a form of digital leadership. And when done right, it doesn't chase, it attracts. So in the next part of this video, we're going to uncover 3 powerful Stoic texting strategies that will completely shift how women respond to you. Let's single quotes. Dive into the first one. Remember what we just talked about? It's not about texting more, it's about texting with intention. When you apply Stoic awareness to your words, you stop chasing attention and start commanding it. Now let's talk about how to shift the dynamic and take back control of the conversation. Let's begin with secret number 1. Send texts that trigger curiosity. Curiosity is one of the most powerful psychological forces we have. When something piques your interest, your brain locks in. It craves answers. It won't let go until the gap is filled. That's what makes people binge entire Netflix series in one night, or click on a headline that leaves just enough mystery. That same principle applies to texting. It's why some messages get instant replies, while others are ignored or left unread. Most men don't realize this. They send messages that close curiosity loops before they even begin. Things like, "How was your day? What are you up to? Hope you're having a nice weekend." These aren't wrong, but they're forgettable. They're polite, but passive. They don't open any emotional loop. They don't leave a reason to respond. There's no hook, no tension. And without tension, there's no pull. Now imagine receiving one of these instead. "I just realized something interesting about you. You won't believe what happened today. Something unexpected happened in my dream last night, and you were in it." Do you see the difference? Now your brain lights up. Now you want to know more. That small, open-ended gap makes all the difference. Here's the key. Mystery creates movement. The more you leave unsaid, the more she leans in. And this, believe it or not, is straight from the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not necessary, do not say it." You don't have to fill every silence. You don't have to prove yourself with over-explanation. Speak with purpose. Speak with restraint. And when you do speak, make it count. Texting is not about giving everything away. It's about sparking emotion. Here's an example. Instead of saying, "I had a strange day," try, "Something reminded me of you today." In the weirdest way. Want to guess what it was? Now she's involved. Now she's thinking. Now she's emotionally invested. And when she responds, don't explain too quickly. If she asks, "What happened?" say, "It's a little odd. But let me ask you something first." Have you ever thought about someone right before something strange happened? See the difference? She's not just replying, she's connecting. She's sharing. That's where chemistry begins. Most men rush the moment. They try to keep attention by texting more. But more isn't better. Better is better. Texting with precision, with awareness, with emotional timing. You want to be the man who interrupts her pattern. The man who makes her pause, wonder, and feel something different. So every time you're about to send a message, pause and ask, does this spark curiosity? Does this open a question in her mind? Or is this just another message that fades into the background? Curiosity isn't manipulation, it's an invitation. An emotional doorway that invites someone to walk through. And when you master that, you'll see the shift. More engagement, more playful responses, more emotional investment, because you're no longer just texting. You're connecting. Now that you've learned how to trigger curiosity, let's go one step deeper. Because curiosity might draw her in, but anticipation is what makes her stay. Secret number 2. Send texts that build anticipation. Curiosity opens the door. Anticipation keeps her standing there, waiting, heart slightly racing, wondering what's next. When a woman feels that something exciting is on the horizon, her brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that creates feelings of pleasure, motivation, and reward. That's why people get butterflies before a first date, feel giddy about birthdays, or count down the days to a vacation. It's not just the thing that matters, it's the waiting for it. It's the thrill of what might happen. But here's the trap most men fall into. They destroy anticipation without even realizing it. They text things like, "I planned something fun for us," or "I got you something today." Are these sweet messages? Absolutely. But they leave nothing to the imagination. There's no build-up, no tension, no reason to linger. She reads it, smiles, and forgets. Now imagine if you flipped the script. What if you hinted instead of revealed? What if every time your name popped up on her screen, it came with a rush of curiosity and excitement? This is where Stoic wisdom shows up again, especially Epictetus. He taught that real strength lies in delayed gratification, in holding back, in restraint. And this applies directly to texting. Because when you don't give it all away, you create a sense of wonder. You activate her imagination. Here's a simple swap. Instead of texting, "I got you something today," say, "I saw something that totally reminded me of you today." Want to guess what it was? See the difference? Now she's not just a receiver, she's engaged. She's curious. She's thinking about you even when she's not replying. And when she responds, Keep the tension alive. Don't dump the answer right away. If she says, "What is it?" you reply, "I could tell you, but where's the fun in that?" Take a wild guess first. That small pause? That playfulness? It turns your message into a moment. It makes it memorable. Because here's a timeless truth. People remember how you make them feel. If your messages feel safe and predictable, she might like you, but she won't feel that magnetic pull. But if your messages create tension, emotion, suspense, you become different, unforgettable. That's the difference between someone she politely replies to and someone she can't stop thinking about. It's not just about the words. It's about your timing, your pacing, and the emotion you create between the lines. You want her checking her phone, wondering what you'll say next. You want her invested, long before you reveal anything. The Stoics never said to suppress emotion. They said to guide it, to shape it with wisdom. That's what you're doing when you build anticipation. You're not just sending a message, you're telling a story. And every great story has rhythm, a setup, a pause, and a reveal. If you skip to the ending too quickly, you lose the magic. But when you let the moment breathe, when you hold back just enough to let her imagination wander, you create emotional gravity. You pull her toward you without chasing her. This isn't manipulation. It's mastery, emotional intelligence in action. It's the calm confidence of a man who understands timing, who knows his worth, who doesn't rush to impress because he knows the power of subtlety. And once you apply this, you'll feel the shift. Your words will carry more weight. Your presence will feel different. And she won't just respond. She start feeling something real. So now you understand how to build anticipation, how to make her lean in, wait for more, and feel that emotional pull. But what happens when she finally does respond? When the door to deeper connection opens? That's when your words need to leave a lasting impression. Secret number 3. Compliments that actually work. Here's the mistake most men make. They think giving a compliment, any compliment, will instantly win a woman's attention. You're beautiful. You're so hot. You're the most gorgeous girl I've ever seen. Sure, it sounds sweet, harmless even. But in reality, it barely registers. Why? Because she's heard it 1,000 times before. It's generic. It's surface level. It doesn't cut through the noise. It becomes the noise. And when something becomes too common, it loses its meaning. It becomes just another line from just another guy trying to get noticed. If you really want your words to stand out, you need to think differently. You need to think like a Stoic. Seneca once said we should admire not what is common, but what is rare. And in today's world, rare isn't physical beauty. It's presence, it's character, it's depth. When you compliment a woman, not just on how she looks, but on how she thinks, how she carries herself, or how she makes others feel you. Break through the surface. You become someone she actually remembers. Try saying something like, "I love the way you see the world." It's not something I hear from many people. Or, "You have a calm, grounding presence." It's rare to meet someone who can make others feel at ease without even trying. These kinds of compliments land differently. They don't just flatter, they resonate. They make her feel seen, not scanned. But just as important as what you say is when you say it, timing is everything. Don't throw compliments around at random. Wait for a meaningful moment. When she shares her goals, tell her, "I really respect how committed you are." A lot of people talk about their dreams, but you're actually putting in the work. Or if she opens up about something personal, say, "I admire how open you are." Most people guard that side of themselves. It shows strength that you don't. These aren't pickup lines. They're genuine, specific, thoughtful observations. And they require you to do one simple but powerful thing. Pay attention. That's what builds emotional connection. The Stoics were big on this. Marcus Aurelius said, "The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life." Apply that wisdom to your conversations. The quality of your words reflects the quality of your awareness. If you speak from genuine attention, if you notice what others miss, your compliments won't just sound good. They'll feel meaningful, because when you compliment her thoughts, her vibe, or her presence, you're not feeding her ego, you're speaking to her essence. And that's where real connection begins. When you compliment more than just her looks, when you speak to her mindset, her energy, her essence, you're not just making her feel special. You're revealing something powerful about yourself. You're showing that you're not just another man chasing beauty. You're drawn to something deeper, something that doesn't fade with time. You value self-awareness. You admire emotional discipline. You're pulled toward what's rare, what lasts, what matters. And that right there is what sets you apart. Because most men don't look beneath the surface. But the one who does, the one who truly sees her, that's the one she remembers. She remembers the man who made her feel valuable for who she is, not just how she appears. She remembered the man whose words lingered long after the conversation ended. Not because he flattered her, but because he understood her. Now, does this mean you should never compliment her appearance? Not at all. But when you do, it should be real, specific, thoughtful. Don't just say, "You're pretty." Say, "There's something about your smile, it feels calming." Or, "The way you walk into a room, it's confident, but not arrogant. It's effortless." These kinds of compliments don't sound like every other message in her inbox. They come from observation, from intention, from presence. Because every compliment you give is either a bridge or a barrier. It either draws her closer or it pushes her further into the category of just another guy. Most men give compliments to seek approval. But the wise man, the Stoic, gives compliments to express understanding. He isn't chasing validation. He's offering recognition. So remember this guiding principle. Don't compliment to impress. Compliment to express. Express what you see. Express what you admire. Express what actually matters. And when you do, your words will begin to carry weight. She won't just thank you. She'll look at you differently. Because now, you're not just texting her. You're reaching her. You're speaking with clarity, presence, and purpose. And when you combine all three Stoic strategies, curiosity, anticipation, and authentic compliments, you transform the way you communicate. You're no longer a man who texts to get attention. You become a man who texts with impact. So now you know, texting with impact isn't about trying harder. It's about being intentional. It's about showing up with presence and clarity instead of seeking approval. That's the mindset shift we ended with, and it leads perfectly into this final truth. Most of the anxiety men feel after texting, waiting, overthinking, second-guessing, doesn't come from the message itself. It comes from the mindset behind it. But when you start communicating with intention, everything shifts. The neediness fades, the overthinking slows down. You stop obsessing about what she might think and start focusing on how you want to show up. Let's quickly review what you've now learned. First, you learned how to spark curiosity. Don't give it all away. Leave gaps. Ask questions that draw her in emotionally. Give her mind something to chew on so that she leans in and wants more. Second, you discovered how to build anticipation. Don't rush to reveal everything. Open loops. Add playful tension. Make her guess. Because desire lives in that space between the question and the answer. Third, you mastered the art of giving genuine compliments. Not surface-level ones about looks, but deeper observations about her character, her mindset, and her energy. Show her that you notice what others don't, and you'll build a connection she doesn't forget. And here's the beautiful part. These aren't tactics. They're principles. They work because they're grounded in emotional truth. Women aren't looking for more words. They're looking for more presence. They want to feel something. They want to be seen, understood, maybe even a little challenged. And you have the power to give that, not by performing, but by being fully grounded in yourself. This isn't about texting perfectly. It's about texting with clarity, from a place of calm, from self-respect, from masculine confidence. You're not here to chase anyone. You're here to connect intentionally, honestly, powerfully. So from now on, every message you send should serve one of three purposes. Make her curious, make her feel excited, make her feel appreciated. That is your new standard. That is the Stoic approach to texting. Because a man who texts with intention, who leads with clarity, doesn't worry about being ignored. He doesn't spiral into doubt if he doesn't get an instant reply. He doesn't waste energy trying to prove himself. He reflects. He adapts. He moves forward with calm, grounded confidence. That's the true power of a Stoic mindset. It gives you peace where others feel panic. It gives you control where others feel chaos. It gives you presence in a world overflowing with noise. Texting isn't a game, it's a skill. And when used with presence, awareness, and self-respect, it builds trust, attraction, and real emotional connection. So don't wait. Don't overthink the perfect message. Don't wait for the other person to change, because in the final step, I'll show you exactly how to start practicing this mindset today, with simple, powerful shifts you can use in your very next conversation. Everything we've covered up to this point leads here. You are in control. You decide how you show up. And when you show up with intention, clarity, and calm confidence, you'll never need to chase validation again. Because you're not just sending messages anymore. You're creating impact. Let's be clear, this isn't just a texting strategy. It's a reflection of how you live your life. Your words mirror your mindset. Your communication reveals your values. Every message is a small expression of the man you choose to be. Because communication has never just been about words. It's about presence. And true presence starts from within. Too many men operate from a place of reaction. They send a message, then wait. They analyze the silence. They start questioning themselves, thinking their worth depends on whether or not she replies. But that's not strength. That's not clarity. That's not how a Stoic man moves. From this moment forward, you don't communicate to impress. You communicate to express, to lead, to embody your values. You don't toss out words hoping they land. You choose them carefully, intentionally, knowing each one is a reflection of your mindset. That is modern Stoicism in action. It's not about shutting off emotion. It's about owning it, guiding it, holding space for it, without being ruled by it. Marcus Aurelius didn't teach withdrawal from the world. He taught us to step into it, fully armed with purpose and inner strength. He said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That applies here. With every message you send, you're making a choice. Are you reinforcing your values or abandoning them? Are you leading the conversation or reacting to it? Are you building connection or chasing validation? There's no middle ground, so here's your challenge. Before you send your next message, pause. Ask yourself, does this reflect the man I am becoming? Does this message serve a purpose? Does it spark curiosity, build anticipation, or make her feel seen? If it doesn't, rewrite it. Refocus. Speak from clarity, not from craving. Raise your standard. You're not here to be passive. You're not here to shrink. You're here to lead with quiet strength and grounded presence, not loud insecurity. And when you start doing this consistently, everything changes. The energy of your conversation shifts. People respond to you differently. They feel something, even before they read your words. That's not manipulation. That's not a tactic. That's truth. That's power. So stop chasing reactions. Start commanding respect, not through force, but through presence, through intention. By becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to prove anything, because his energy already says it all. If this message resonates with you, don't just nod and forget it. Take action. Apply just one of these principles today. Watch how it shifts the conversation. Then apply another and another. Make it your new practice. Every message, every interaction, every single day. Live it. Practice it. Own it. Because from this point on, every word you send carries weight. Every message becomes a mirror of the man you are choosing to be.